When it comes to counting, a lot of times we work with die. So we have a pair of die here. Now these are your normal die that have six faces on them. So just like when you play board games like Monopoly and things like that, you have a pair of die, or we call those dice. So in this question here, we have so die one has six different choices, and die two has six different choices, if you will. If we pair them together, notice how we can roll a one and a one, or snake eyes. We can roll on the first die a one and the second die a two. Die one would be again, we have a one and a three. So notice how we have all these different choices here. And again, order does seem to matter here because, a two and a one would be different than a one and two here because of the die here possibly. So this one's a little bit interesting because where the numbers are coming from. So notice how we have 36 different possibilities here of rolling numbers on a die. So if you look at the diagonals, this would be a two, this would be a three, this would be a four, this would be a five, this would be a six, and this would be the seven. So notice seven is the biggest diagonal. So notice that seven is the most, if you're talking about odds and things like that, there's a better chance of rolling a seven than there is a two. Because there's like seven different, is that what? Go one, two, three, four, five, six different ways of getting a seven there. But notice how rolling a two would be just a wonderful way. Our question says, determine the number for which the sum of both dice is odd. So remember, odd means you're talking about a one, a three, a five, a seven, a nine, 11, and a 13. Notice that a 1 is not possible, nor is a 13, because the biggest number we can get is a 12. And it's not possible to roll a 1 because we're rolling at least two numbers, so 2 is the smallest number we can get. So what we're looking for is how many ways can we roll a 3? So notice how this is a 3 and this is a 3. So there's 2. And how many ways can we roll a 5? So not this roll, but there's a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 ways to roll a 5. To roll a 7, we kind of talked about that. There's one, two, three, four, five, six ways to roll a 7. Can we roll a 9? Yeah, a 9 would be 3 and 6, 4 and 5, 5 and 4, 6 and 3. So we have four different ways there. Let me clean that up a little bit. That was a 6. That was my nines. And the 11, notice that you could have a 5 and a 6 or 6 and a 5. So notice how we have two different ways to get that. So out of 36 possible outcomes, so we have 6 and 6 would be 12 plus 6 more. So we have a 6 there, a 6 there, and a 6 there. So 6 and 6 is 12 plus 6 would be. So out of the 36 possible outcomes, 18 of them would be odd. So it should make sense that if there's 36 outcomes, half of them should be even, half of them should be odd. So 18 outcomes would make sense there.